Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks to those of you joining us here today at the Hilton Hotel, and welcome to those of you watching us on NBC Sports California. We'll start today's proceedings with some brief remarks from Sharks General Manager Doug Wilson, followed by a quick photo opportunity before we turn it over to the newest member of the San Jose Sharks, Erik Karlsson. Following their opening comments, we will go ahead and take questions from those of you here in the audience. Please note that our time at the press conference is limited today, so I do encourage you to ask any questions that you have during the press conference. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Sharks General Manager Doug Wilson.
Well, very good. Everybody, thanks for taking the time for being here. I'll keep my comments brief because I think we'll do a Q&A in a little bit. So this is really the official welcoming of Erik and Melinda Karlsson to our organization. And we're excited to add them to our organization, but also to our community. Great player, obviously, that speaks for itself, but the work that both Mel and Erik do in the community in their former city is very much appreciated by us also. This would not have been possible had it not been for our ownership group led by Hasso Plattner to be bold and aggressive when opportunities like this arise, and the passionate support of our fan base too. It's rare that this type of player comes available, and we've talked about difference makers, and we're very fortunate to have a hockey team that's got several difference makers on it. And I know this, and Pete will probably touch on this, and I think Erik probably appreciated today. It's an understatement to say our coaching staff and his teammates aren't real excited to have him here. I saw the jump on the ice this morning and the juice in the building, which is pretty cool. I also want to thank the players, though, that went the other way, because they were homegrown players, really good people, very good hockey players, and I think this deal is a really good hockey deal for both teams. For us, it's more of today and the near present. And for Otto and Pierre Dorion, getting players that fit for the future. So I appreciate that aspect of it also. So I'm sitting here waiting for the Q&A after that we'll get to, but most importantly, I officially get to do this. It's been a long week, and I know it's been probably emotional and tough with what Erik has gone through to get to this point, but it is my pleasure now to introduce and present a jersey, because I know he's going to look great in teal, to our newest member, Erik Karlsson.
Yeah, I know. Brings up my tan.
Good. Perfect.
Put it on.
Mm-hmm.
It fits.
It's good to me.
Oh, I guess it's to me. Thanks everybody again for coming today. A lot of new faces for me, obviously, but I appreciate the time that you're taking to be here. I just want to start off by thanking Doug, Pete, and Mr. Plattner for making this transaction for me and my family as smooth as it possibly could have been, and giving me the time that I needed to get everything organized. And both me and my wife are extremely happy and excited to finally be here and soak it all in and start our new adventure.
Okay, this time we can open up for questions. We do have mics on each side. If you wouldn't mind just raising your hand.
Hi, Rick Tittle with 95.7 The Game. A couple of years ago, I was speaking with Owen Nolan, and I said, how long did it take you before you knew you wanted to stay here for the rest of your life? And he said 30 minutes after I got off the plane. So I know you're on a one-year deal. Have you even thought about next year yet?
As of right now, I'm just focused on starting the season as good as I possibly can to help this team win games, and that's where I'm at right now, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Erik, hi, Kevin Kurz with The Athletic. I know that Doug flew to you to meet with you, and Pete said he met with you also, and you spoke with Hasso Plattner. What was the gist of the message that they were telling you to convince you that this was, a good place for you to land?
No, I think that for me and my wife, it was extremely important to meet them. San Jose is a place that we only play once a year on the road. It's probably one of the organizations that I don't know the most about, being on the East Coast. So I think that, the objective of the meeting was just to sit down face to face and they were explaining about everything that they're about, what they're looking for, and you know what they believe in. And I think that from that day on, I think that both of our views kind of matched up equally, and I was extremely excited about everything that they had to say, and they were great people right from the start, and they're still great people today.
Michael Trico's post-media news. I know, Eric, it was tough for you to actually say goodbye to Ottawa. What message do you have now for those Senator fans that are looking towards a long rebuild where it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of hope there?
No, I mean, that was their decision to go the way that they did, and I respect that. It's part of the business. You know, I wish them nothing but the best. The guys that are there playing right now are good friends of mine. They're guys that I've played with for a long time, some that I didn't have the chance to play with, but you know, from my perspective, I'm looking forward to my next chapter, and at the same time, you know, I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope they you know, accomplish everything that they're hoping they will.
Oh, this is Mahal from INDTV USA. Eric, understandably, you were surprised and emotional about the move. What do you feel are your challenges as you come to a new home, a new team, and new management? And secondly, what are you looking forward to with the Sharks?
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a change. But again, I like to see challenges as everything, and I think it's going to be a fun challenge for not only me but for this whole team. You know, they've been a successful team for a number of years. They were extremely good last year, and I'm extremely excited to be part of a good organization and a good hockey club right from the start. And I'm going to do everything I can to fit in as good as I possibly can, and you know, being able to play the best hockey that I know I can do. And you know, for me, I see this as an extremely motivating challenge to try and grow as a player, as a person. And I think that from everything so far, I'm going to have a great opportunity to do that here.
I'm not making too much of this, but it's fun. I mean, you're skating with Brent Burns 3-on-3 this morning, hits you with a stretch pass breakaway. Just
Yeah.
talk about that moment and just playing with, you know, Burns and Vlasic and these other players.
No, these are great guys, guys that've been around for a long time that you know, I've played against for many years. You know, so I'm going to be extremely excited to see them up close, and obviously today, you know, playing 3-on-3 with Burnsy and you know, and Pav, I think is not too shabby.
Just to follow up, you've played such a leading role for such a long time. You know, is it exciting to sort of fit into a new team? Are you certain of how it's going to work?
Yeah, I mean, I played on the national team for a long time now. I've done one Olympics, one World Cup, where everyone is an extremely good player. And, you know, that's something that I always look forward to. It was something that I always enjoyed, and I think that, you know, challenge you to do things in a different way sometimes, and I'm looking forward to that here as well. You know, I'm coming into a group that have been together for a long time, that have good chemistry, and, you know, it's my job to try and fit in as good as I possibly can to that group, and whatever that might be to help contribute to win hockey games. You know, I'm going to do everything I can.
Dieter in the back.
Question for Pete. How much do you change your system to fit Eric, and how much does Eric have to sort of adapt to what it is you guys do?
Well, I don't think Erik has to adapt at all. He's just got to do what he does. He's one of the best players on the planet, and you know, we just need him to do what he's done for his whole career. I think there's going to be some adaptation today in 3-on-3. Burnsy, him, and Pav. I don't think Pav's ever played that much defense before. he was the only guy back, so he's going to have to learn to skate backwards a little bit with those two. You know what? Again, I don't think there's any adjustment. We play up tempo, we play aggressive, we play the way he plays. He's going to fit right in.
Eric, just to go from being the captain of the Ottawa Senators to just maybe going to be a player on the team and just kind of going back to just playing, is that going to be a bit of a relief for you? And can you maybe just talk about how maybe difficult that last season was in Ottawa, where there's so much going on and off the ice?
No, I mean, I think that on any team you're going to have, especially this team, we're going to have a lot of extremely good players that's been here for a long time and have earned the roles that they have. And I think at the same time, everybody in that group, whether you're a captain or assistant or not, everybody has a role to play, and everybody in there is a leader in their own way. And you know, I'm excited to come here and learn a lot of new things from the guys that's been here for a long time, and hopefully I have something to bring to them from where I come from as well. And I think that it's a give and take relationship that goes on into a locker room, and that's not going to be any different from any other locker room that I've sat in for the past 10 years in this league. And touching on the season last year, I think it was a perfect storm the wrong way.
Kevin? Erik, I know this time last year you were getting over that ankle injury. Where is that right now? And maybe can you compare your health and how you feel now as to where you were exactly a year ago?
No, I think last year, we went deep in the playoffs, had surgery, and pretty much went straight into the season. It was different. I've done it before. It's not optimal, but it worked for a short period of time. And I think, this summer, having a long summer to work on things, I feel like I'm 28 years old now. I feel like I know my body better than ever before. And I think that the shape that I'm in right now and the mindset that I have is the best that it's ever been. When you're young, it's easy going. And I think that as of right now, where I'm at, both physically and mentally, is somewhere that I've never been before. So I'm extremely excited to get the season going and being able to step into that locker room with that quality lineup that they do have and do everything I can to contribute as much as possible.
Could you just take me through from when you landed in San Jose yesterday to now, just what you did, just to get the blur of it?
Yeah, I landed, had a pizza, went to bed, woke up this morning, did what I had to do to get cleared to go on the ice, and went on the ice. And I think that everybody, in this organization, whether it's the players or the staff or the management, have been extremely welcoming and giving me everything that I needed to be as comfortable as I possibly can be, since it is a big move for me. I don't know anything else than Ottawa. So I think that today was more just about, landing on the feet a little bit, getting to say hi to everybody and take care of the things that I have to do. And they gave me the space that I needed, and at the same time, they gave me the comfort of, letting me know that they were here if I needed anything. And I think it was a perfect first day, and I'm excited to wake up tomorrow and go back to the rink.
Curtis in the back in the middle.
Curtis Pashelka, Bay Area News Group. Erik, you mentioned Hasselplattner, obviously Doug did as well. How much does that mean to you for him to sort of get involved in this process? Because not many owners might do that, but how much does that mean to you?
No, I think a lot. I think that he's obviously the guy that started this whole thing. He's the guy who built this organization. He's the guy at the top. He's obviously the owner, so he does what he has to do to run a successful company. And so far, I think that he's done a great job at that with the quality people that he has hired to do the things that they do best. So speaking with Mr. Plattner, I think was very reassuring. He knew what he was talking about, and he was a very well-spoken man. And hopefully I get to meet him soon.
Paula here in a second.
This is Paula from 1010 AM, and welcome. How do you feel to be part of this organization, and what will be your main priority to work with your team? Thank you.
No, as I said, I think that for me, joining such a good team already is extremely exciting for me. It's going to create a new challenge that I'm looking forward to extremely much. Again, everybody has been nothing but over the top, which I appreciate a lot. And again, I'm just excited to be here and get things going. See where this season is going to take us, and if we do what we have to do, which I have strong beliefs we will, it's going to be an exciting and fun year for everyone.
Marcus.
Marcus White, NBC Sports California. Obviously, over the last 6 days, a lot of immigration issues to work through. What did you do to stay busy, and how did you kind of prevent yourself from going a little stir crazy there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I had some time to stay back in Ottawa and take care of some personal matters and get everything organized for the big move. And other than that, I didn't really do much other than see my friends and my family and start packing a little bit. Got some golf rounds in, which was nice. And, by the time that everything got sorted out, it felt like it was time to leave, and I was extremely excited to finally get here.
What kind of logistics go into a move like that maybe you didn't anticipate before coming out here, or that you were well aware of that you kind of dreaded?
I realized I have a pretty big closet. I have a lot of things to bring. I didn't think I had enough, but I think I have more than enough. So, I've never had a big pack like that before. That was probably the main thing. Other than that, you know, we're going to keep our house in Ottawa. So you know, logistics-wise, I think it was very smooth. And again, that's pretty much it, I think.
Any other questions out there for Erik, Doug, or Pete?
This is for Coach. When do we see Erik playing his first game with the Sharks?
You know what, we haven't decided that yet. It'll be, I mean, he'll get in probably a couple exhibition games before we start. You know, we've got to get him up to speed on systems. I want to get him into some practices, and right now, the next game or two, we're still evaluating a lot of our young guys, so I'm not in a rush to stick him in the lineup, but it'll be soon. I'll let you know.
This question is for Peter. How would you use the special skills from Erik for the team? Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think what I love about Erik's game is, you know, everybody looks at the offense, but he's an exceptional defensive player too. You know, so I think you can use him in every situation. There's very few players in the world that I would term that you can use in the last minute of games when you're up or you're down, to shut down the other team's best players, to create offense when you're from behind. And he's one of those guys that he has those type of tools. So, you know, we're going to use them in a lot of different ways.
All right, well, thank you very much, everybody, for being here and for watching today. Thank you to Erik, Doug, and Peter, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the ice, Erik. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.